The views expressed in this podcast are solely those of the hosts. All creative works discussed or reviewed are the intellectual property of the creators of said stories and are being used under the fair use doctrine. Hello and welcome to Of Swords and Soulmates, a podcast where we read, watch, and discuss romantasy and romance-adjacent stories. I'm one of your hosts, Mari, and with me I have Kelly.
Hey everyone, it's Kelly. We also have Ashley.
Hi guys, it's Ashley. We also have Jonathan.
What's good, everybody? It's JP. How's everybody doing tonight?
All right, so today we're going to be discussing A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle Jensen, book 1 in the Saga of the Unfated duology. But first, as always, some news. And boy, howdy, do we have some news. We have a lot. So I guess this makes up for the short episode we had last time. Sorry. First thing, Ruby Dixon, the ever prolific, has a new book set to come out in 2027. It's a standalone about a sheltered girl from a dead-end village who secures audience with the ruthless demon-born ruler of her realm to make an unusual request. She make her his apprentice and teach her how to be evil too. And I did not write down the title, but it's something like Starter Villain. I think it's called Starter Villain.
Is it Villain Origin Story?
Villain Origin Story. That's the one. That's the one. I was like, that sounds like a fun...
Like a good time.
Yeah, like a fun time. Second thing I have is Dragon Cursed by Elisa Kova, which was just released like January of this year. So it's not been out for very long, but she did post on Instagram that it's been picked up for an Amazon film, to be a film for Amazon.
Oh, like a movie or like a series?
Yeah, she said she didn't say series, she said film. Now it is just one book, so that a film seems to make sense. She's written a bunch of other books. I have not read Dragon Cursed. I read, I think, one of her Fae Bargain ones, one of her other series.
Interesting.
I feel like she's been to the book con, but I don't know that I've read her books. But not because I don't want to. There's not enough hours.
There are so many hours. You got to get on Mari's time. I looked at Mari's progress this year. There's not even that many days. So I don't know. I don't know if there's that many hours right now. It's amazing. We need to get on. Like Mari is on the event horizon, and time doesn't exist for her.
It's killing it.
I mean, I generally read instead of watch TV anymore. Although there are a few series I'll probably put down the book and finish. I need to watch a few series. Looking at you, Heated Rivalry.
Oh, me too.
Yeah. That and Night Manager, like the second Night Manager, the most recent Night Manager has come out this month, and I still haven't watched the other one, so I need to watch that. Yeah, not enough. New Star Trek. There's some amazing new Star Trek I need to watch. Kelly and I have been watching The Expanse. So, yeah. But, yeah, other than that, like I'll read when I draw or when I'm walking. I mean, I'll read an audiobook when I draw or when I'm walking or when I'm exercising or, when I'm doing, like, mindless stuff, data entry stuff or whatever. So, and then I read the eyeballs the rest of the time.
Right.
Okay. Next bit of news. Speaking of TV, this is a movie, but it's got romance elements and it is what it is. K-pop Demon Hunters makes Golden Globe history as the first film to win both Best Motion Picture Animated and Best Original Song with Golden.
Going up, up, up.
That's all I know.
That's all I know. Yeah. Yeah. Nieces are all into it. Nephew by default. My nephew is like, "What are you doing? Putting on makeup? I want some too." But like he's just he just wants that kid just wants to be included.
It's you guys have watched it, right?
Yeah.
We watched. I think when the oldest niece was like, "Hey, I like this so much. I just want to overdo it." And we were like, "Oh, let's go see what this is." And then when we may have watched it after, like, was it, maybe it's got to be before.
We watched it on our own. Con. She wasn't into it.
Yeah. Well, that's the second oldest niece that wasn't quite that time.
Sorry.
And then we
plethora of
we got so many
like a full murder.
Yeah, wait. That's what we call them now. Thank you for that one. I mean, the oldest one can take her Kindle to school now, and she's
reading chapter books at like 6.
They called me up. She said, "Uncle Nani, will you make me a book sleeve?"
Aw.
So precious.
Yes, I will. I'll have to text it to you. I did like this shiny mermaid fabric, and then like the fur,
the fuzzies.
Yeah, the fuzzies. The same kind of fuzzies that I used for Sarah's stocking. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, this is interesting. I think this is what touched off you what touched off my questions regarding a little bit of a deeper dive into some cosplay when we were at the book convention in Orlando with Sarah from Hissin and Kissin. And it's very interesting, and it makes me want to look at things in a different way.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Okay, next bit of news, Fourth Wing. There are more Fourth Wing nights coming to more cities. San Francisco, Denver, Miami, Chicago, Boston, Detroit, Charlotte, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Dallas, and Seattle. So follow Rebecca Yarros for the details on all those. If you're interested, if you are close to any of those cities or willing to travel to any of those cities, definitely follow. The other Fourth Wing news, which I actually didn't put in here, I apologize. I think Ash, you sent it to me maybe, is that the TV show for Fourth Wing is going to be one season per book. So it's like 5 seasons commitment, right?
I don't think it was me. I think it was Jonathan.
I probably saw something and was like, hey.
I didn't read it all the way, but I did skim that. It makes me nervous.
What makes you nervous?
Because the book is ginormous. Yeah. And if we look at what current series are doing as far as the number of episodes, like
8 to 10.
8 to 10 makes me nervous.
Unless they're longer episodes, like good chunky episodes.
Like $500 million episodes like Stranger Things. I don't know.
Thrones.
and yeah, so maybe they there's no, I think the thing with these streaming services are there are no rules.
If they spend the money and they do it right, then by all means, I'm nervous in the meantime. I don't have a lot of faith.
That's a hard thing to live up to, the quote unquote do it right. It's like, ooh, what's right? It's
a high fantasy series. You're talking about a lot of CGI with these dragons and things. It's not just right. Yeah. Like Percy Jackson, I think, is pretty low key, and I'm sure they're spending a pretty coin on it. But to be fair, I think they're doing a decent job. But again, you're not talking about the same depth of story, if that makes sense.
So I think a lot of it's going to be based on the actors that they pick. CGI and Flash can only get you so far. You have to have like good quality actors to be able to bring these characters to life.
I don't disagree, but one episode or one season per book, I don't see it. I think they're going to end up walking that back.
Yeah.
So then they can walk it back. But have you noticed that the timeline of the book slows with every book?
They do. Yeah, it does seem to get like more and more detail so that I can see that. So.
Yeah, and so I think that when you get into the like that first, if we think about like that year one of she who shall not be named, right? Like that flowed through in like one film, but to think we couldn't get Fourth Wing into an 8-episode season, a 7-episode season, something along those lines, especially if you followed that trend and had hour-plus long episodes, hour 20, hour 30.
I don't know that that's a trend, though. They've been doing it for finales and such, but not... Again, you're talking Stranger Things $500 million episodes. I don't know.
The technology used to film some of these too, and we're getting in the weeds a little bit, but the tech used to, the sets, like John Favreau with the Star Wars stuff? He's just kind of filming in a dome. There's cost saving metrics available today that maybe weren't available. I'm going to be honest. I don't think the Stranger Things special effects were that great. They probably were spending all that money on retro clothing.
I don't know about that. Yeah, we'll see. All right, next bit of news. Aurora Crate is doing a special edition of Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole. which I don't think any of us have read, right?
It's on the list.
Yeah, it's on that list. I think you guys have it.
Yeah, I've got Spark, Heat, and I got the first 3 because they made those like funny or not funny, fancy edge paperbacks, really, and I was like, oh, those look good. They get thick and thicker.
That's how you like it.
So book 1 is going to be released first, but they plan to do the whole series. So in theory, if you like it, that'll all match. You don't need to, with Aurora Crate, you don't have to have a subscription or anything, but there's like a wait list, Google Doc thing you can sign up for so that you'll know when it is ready for you to like be able to order if you're wanting to order. So I would follow that. If you are interested, I would go follow, it was on Penn Cole's Instagram.
Do we add these links to show notes?
Yeah, Kelly is on the ball with all these things. The man behind the scenes doing it all.
So we enter, when you do that, make sure you enter in the note of Swords and Soulmates. They're not going to give you a discount, but if you ask them for that discount, maybe then they'll be like, hey, who's this of Swords and Soulmates group? They sent all these people here. You should probably call them. Sorry.
Wishful thinking there, yeah. Moving on. Barnes & Noble's exclusive special edition cover of The Knave and the Moon, of Rachel Gillig's The Knave and the Moon, which is the sequel to The Night and the Moth, is now available. It's really pretty. It ships out September 1st of 2026. It's $25. There was a $30 version that you could get that was signed, but that was like instantly sold out. But the special edition was still available as of today. I pre-ordered it. So
can we bump into Rachel every now and again at a convention or something like that?
No.
Wow.
Not for lack of trying.
Yeah.
We're trying to go to all the conventions. Some of them are far.
I will say this, keep your eye out for that signed version later, because those are just like inserts, so they can always update the limited editions with them. And I think that what Barnes & Noble does with something that the larger book resellers do well is they're started to invest more into these special editions. They're not going to be the same as what like Aurora Crate was or anything like that, or Owl Crate or anything like that. But it's a twist on just the standard.
Because they realize if it's a book people are interested in, they're going to pre-order it somewhere. So they're trying to lure you to pre-order it there versus another big box store or another online store. So it's their way of like trying to attract you to do it with them rather than somebody else. And it worked for me, but also I was going to go with Barnes & Noble anyway, because the first book in the series I got the Barnes & Noble edition. So I was like, well, as long as they have Barnes & Noble's edition, I'm going to get it because it'll match the first one, which was also really pretty. That's a good series. If anyone hasn't read it, it's more plot based than One Dark Window. She did One Dark Window, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's a little bit more plot based than that. It's a little less poetic.
They're trying to make us think.
Do what now?
They're trying to make us think.
Make us think?
Yeah.
Make a stink.
I heard make a stink. I'm like, what? Oh. I think it's definitely it's a good series. Like, I'm curious to see where the story's going to go. I can't say a whole lot without spoiling things that happen, but I if you like One Dark Window, I would absolutely read it. If you're in the Lady Night era, which I apparently am in, there's a lot of Lady Night books coming out that I'm like all about lately. If you kind of like twists on like Gothic mythology, Gothic lore, it's definitely a good series to look into. Next bit of news we have is that the graphic novel Lore Olympus, which is by Rachel Smythe, it's a graphic novel retelling of Greek mythology, but it kind of puts a little bit of a modern spin on it, and it definitely puts modern sensibilities into it in terms of like some of the atrocities that happen in Greek mythology. It is being picked up by Amazon Prime for an animated show, and I'm very excited about this.
I mean, how long have we been waiting for this, honestly? I feel like that was announced, that she was going TV or whatever forever ago, years ago. So we are quite excited.
That is I wish, like, there's not a whole bunch of words in that, right? It's a graphic novel.
It's graphic novel, yeah. It's
graphic, but it's got depth.
Mm-hmm. A lot.
And really good storytelling, and just beautiful art. We have a couple of the books.
Yeah.
If you want to look at
do
it.
it? Yeah. Okay, cool. Like I'm into it. Don't get me wrong. I'm into it. I just didn't kind of see it as like a piece of literature that would sustain me. But I love the graphics on it.
It's
that's
really stunning,
attractive.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to see that. And were we talking earlier today about? Is this what you guys were telling me was like the Jim Henson?
Yeah. So it's picked up by Amazon. Son. Yeah. Well, Jim Henson Company. I thought they named what sounded like a feminine name with Henson, but I'm not sure off the top of my head. But yeah, it's Amazon Video. Is that the name of the Amazon Video? And then in collaboration with the Jim Henson Company, which I guess they're doing a lot of original animations. There were quite a few that they named.
Very excited about that. So I will probably be watching that one again for sure.
Yeah. No, we've been chomping at the bit for this one for a while.
Yeah.
Looks very cool.
All right, next little bit of news I have is that the next book in the Oops, I Summoned a series that we've started talking about every time, the next one, the cover was released. It is Oops, I Summoned a Demonic Merman by Naomi Lucas. It comes out January 28th, and the cover has been revealed. So I've read the first two that are out now, the Regina Bell one and the Opal Rain one.
Did you like them?
I did. I liked both of them. They were definitely different than what I was expecting. This is, I think, it's the only thing Opal Rain has written in like a modern setting. So it was interesting reading something from her that was set in basically our time, our world, because all her stuff is very much in like
old-timey,
apocalyptic, but old-timey feeling, or like straight up old-timey, or very like
I was gonna say almost medieval.
Yeah. Next bit I have is that Allie Hazelwood has new merch available, official merch in her store. So there's stuff from like her contemporary romance stuff, which is like very STEM, women in STEM based, but also like stuff from Bride and Mate and all that, like shirts and cups and stickers and things. It looks really cute. I haven't ordered anything from there, but it looks really cute.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, scope it out. Allie has a regulation job too, doesn't she?
Yeah, she is a neuroscientist. That's her main gig.
Does she do it? Does she sleep? Because I feel like she's Alexander Hamiltoning it up. Like, that girl's just kicking out books. Yeah. Ma'am, when do you rest?
I'm not. When you're on it. Go for it.
Well, I think she's had several really big successes, so she's at the point like other, successful artists we've talked about, like Goldblum and Jeff Goldblum and whatnot. Where like I think she's at the point where she's now doing what she wants to do. You know what I mean? She can choose the projects that interest her, and so I'm sure it's easier to do things that are what you want to do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to like something that you've contracted or whatever.
Even still, she's dropping like 2 books a year.
I know. Okay, so let me do the little synopsis and stuff, and then we'll go into details. So this was published February 27th of 2024, and the synopsis is, bound in an unwanted marriage, Freya spends her days gutting fish, but dreams of becoming a warrior and of putting an axe in her boorish husband's back. Freya's dreams abruptly become reality when her husband betrays her to the region's Jarl, landing her in a fight to the death against his son Bjorn. To survive, Freya is forced to reveal her deepest secret. She possesses a drop of goddess's blood, which makes her a shield maiden with magic capable of repelling any attack. It was foretold such a magic would unite the fractured nation of Skaland beneath the one who controls the shield maiden's fate. Believing he is destined to rule Skaland as king, the fanatical Jarl binds Freya with a blood oath and orders Bjorn to protect her from their enemies. Desperate to prove her strength, Freya must train to fight and learn to control her magic, all while facing perilous tests set by the gods. The greatest test of all, however, may be resisting her forbidden attraction to Bjorn. If Freya succumbs to her lust for the charming and fierce warrior, she risks not only her own destiny, but the fate of all the people she swore to protect.
Very cute. She's, very, very cute.
Very cute.
Very cute? Elaborate.
Well, yeah, tell us more.
Yeah, it just feels like a meet cute. Isn't that like a cozy...
Nothing about this story was cozy.
You didn't think it was cozy?
No. What did you read?
It was a book about... There were some interesting setups And I thought the book was definitely going in some direction, but then it was super cozy because then she took that dude's axe and she murked all her ex, right? And then he was like, "Let me take care of you, cozy, come ride on my horse, cozy. You ride in front, cozy. You want me to train you for battle? Join me in the water, cozy. Come on, man. That's that. You want to go in the cave with me, cozy? That's a cozy little meet cute." Very cinnamon roll story. Isn't that what we call it?
No.
Cinnamon bun story?
I'm so confused.
Was this we read the same? But I would not call them cinnamon roll.
None of this.
By the end of this first book, which, spoiler, I've started the second book, but by the end of this first book, did I hate Bjorn.
Did you?
So much.
I didn't hate him.
Well, he wasn't truthful, right?
Well,
yeah, he wasn't truthful, and he lured her in and made her comfortable and spun all these lies of this domestic life that she could have, this happiness that she could have that she was wanting, and then was like, no.
So I hear you.
Fight, claws out. Cozy.
I hear everything you're saying, and I'm not happy with him either, but I feel like, and hear me out here, there's some pretty fucking valid reasons. And not for nothing, that bitch should have asked more questions before she sauntered off.
Oh, are you victim blaming?
No. I think for the day and age and Lord knows what day and age we're talking about.
It was written in 2022 or something like that, right?
But what's the setting? The time setting.
Yeah. I mean,
is the 1300s. So there's not a lot of emotional intelligence here. Let's be honest. They're not going to talk about their feelings from dawn until dusk and, have their ICD-10, diagnoses. But I mean,
there were definitely philosophers back then, Plato.
I'm just saying, I feel like my girl could have asked more questions. How do you, first of all, how much does she talk about Bjorn being this huge warrior, right? So how do you mistake him for being the one talking to the king in the cave and then thinking it was a woman? Make it make sense.
They see what they need to see.
Okay, well, that sounds like a her problem.
She's a victim of circumstance. You can't blame her.
Victim of circumstance?
Yeah, she didn't choose the god life. The god life chose her.
Okay, but pause. Did anybody see this being as controversial as this has turned out to be?
I mean, no, but then again, it's because I had really strong feelings about disliking him. I was just I have to read the sequel because I hate this guy so much.
I don't hate him at all.
Oh my gosh, that's interesting. Because the book started for me, to me, and I think I described this book to you guys last year after I read it as this book is feminine rage. Because at the end of the first chapter, she's got axe in the head of the back of the arranged marriage guy who she never wanted to be married to in the first place.
He had it coming.
He had a lot of fish. He did a lot of fish problems. He was a fishy guy. Cozy.
No, he was an asshole. No, nothing about this is cozy. Losing it.
She was definitely the matriarch, and she knew I'm somebody, but the power.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say the power didn't go to her head. It was just I'm destined for something. I need to be protected. I can't let this secret out, and I'm going to sacrifice who I am and who I want to be for my family until push comes to shove.
He supported her 100% of the way. I'm not saying there wasn't some manipulation here. There absolutely was. He could have handled this better. He could have been more truthful, especially towards the end. Hey, girl, we got to bounce. But when we're safe, I got a story to tell. You know what I mean? But I think in the end, directly at the end of this book, he was in the mindset of we need to leave entirely. He was going to live out the farmer dream. I don't think he expected to be found. That's on him. That's some naive bullshit. But I don't think he maliciously manipulated her. He should have talked to her. He should have confided. But the same could be said of her too. How much did she keep bottled up until the very, very end, and then she exploded with literal hell's wrath?
Are we saying this is like Xaden Violet?
No.
Type stuff where everything could be Kelly. Is this a communication problem here that we have?
Tell us, Kelly.
No idea.
What did you think, Kelly?
I don't really have an opinion.
Did you finish the book?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, because if you hadn't, I definitely spoiled some things there. Sorry.
Yeah, so I don't know that she was a matriarch. Like, I think she never had the opportunity to make her own choices. Like, I think she had to hide this thing, her wanting to be a warrior or whatever. She had to hide that. And that was all she wanted, like at the beginning of the book. And then she instead got like sold like cattle for marriage. And then she had to continue to play this role so that her family could be safe. And I think it just got to the point where she was done. She was done being the tool and started to grasp her own fate, make her own choices, instead of being the tool that she had been. Like, she was like a thing that was passed around, between powerful men. And then she stood her ground at the end.
I love that for her. I do, but it doesn't make me mad at him. I think we're going to see some big shit in book 2. I think there's some big ass controversial shit, and not for nothing. What's that man's name? Snoggy? I didn't read it with my eyes. I read it with my ears. So I don't know what it sounded like. Snoggy. Snotty?
Yeah,
Snotty. That's what I heard.
Bjorn's dad?
The Jarl. Yeah. That guy is a bad guy.
Absolutely.
And you're not going to convince me otherwise. So I do think that there's probably some long-term goals and tactics that were built into Bjorn's ultimate plan. Did he manipulate her a bit? Sure, but he was also the only one that was supportive of her throughout this entire process. And he's been trying to get her to flee since the first page. Get the fuck out of here, girl. He was, be free. Break away.
But she stayed to protect the family.
No, the family kind of sucks.
They
that takes time. That's trauma. Don't get me wrong. That takes... There's a lot of trauma happening here. She was not going to just abandon ship. And not for nothing. It's not because he didn't try to make her see reason along the way. His own plan be damned. They could have just killed her. That was the original plan.
Cozy.
Yeah. I'm done with you. There's nothing cozy about this book.
She had very warm eyes.
Did anybody see the second plot twist that hit with her powers coming? I knew there was a second one, but I didn't know it was that. I knew it was something. I just didn't know it was that. Did you see it coming?
She just had, I think the foundation for these stories is that, hey, I'm somebody.
Yeah, but they identified the somebody really early on. So my question was, did you see the second somebody coming?
Demonic. Oof.
I feel like you didn't answer my question.
I mean, not necessarily demonic. Like, I think, so on the Fable app, where the chapter by chapter thing, Eloquent Muse and Jess were two people that were like posting their viewpoints on there. And I think Eloquent Muse posted that her viewpoint was that it's like Freya had the two voices in her head. So it was
definitely
like she was being like affected and influenced by Hell, but also by Hlin or whatever. Like, so she had the two like the, not devil and angel, because it doesn't really go that way, but like she had two voices that were trying to push her one way or the other.
She definitely did. I just thought maybe it was like low-key. I couldn't like pinpoint, and I didn't remember enough of Norse god history other than like, the big ones, right? So like Loki, Odin, whoever they had named Freya.
Thor.
The what? Thor.
How do you forget Thor? How do you leave Thor out?
Because he's just a guy. He's just a girl. He's a guy. Yeah. He just wants to be loved. He's just a baby.
So I'm not like super well versed in Norse mythology. So I like looked up some of these gods and like what they're supposed to be for and what they are. Because like really my Norse mythology lore is like Krampus the Yule Lord. It's got some Norse mythology.
I was going to say the Avengers
and then the Marvel
for me.
movies, neither of which are like the greatest background.
Totally.
But like Hlin is the Norse goddess of protection, consolation, and shelter, and the name means protectress.
Oh.
So like shield maiden, that definitely,
it
fits. Baldur, which is the god that she compared Bjorn to, way at the beginning when she first met him, is the Norse god of light, beauty, purity, and peace, and the most beloved among the gods. He is the son of Odin and Frigg, and is known for his wisdom and gracious nature. His tragic death, orchestrated by the trickster Loki, is a pivotal moment in Norse mythology that ultimately foreshadows the events of Ragnarok, the end of the world. But after Ragnarok, Baldur is prophesied to return from the underworld to help rule a new reborn world, alongside the other surviving gods.
No pressure.
Yeah. And then you have Hel. So Hel is the female ruler of the underworld realm, and she receives the dead that don't die in battle. She's often depicted as grim, half beautiful, half corpse. She's the daughter of Loki and the giantess Angrboda. Her domain, yeah. So I knew that because I'd read The Witch's Heart, which is a really good, if you want an interesting take on Norse mythology, I would recommend The Witch's Heart. I knew that from that. In the Marvel movies, they bring a character, Hela, as like Loki's sister, but that's just made up for Marvel. So Hel's domain is a cold, shadowy place. She refused to release Baldur from there when he was killed. And as the child of Loki, she's also the sister of Fenrir the wolf and Jormungandr, which is the giant serpent that swallows the world, that like encircles the world. So there's some Norse mythology background there.
That would have been helpful going into this.
You should have studied up.
I
should have some reading for this book.
It's been a minute since my Norse education. I liked it a lot. Sign me up for the next one.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like maybe 80 pages or so into the next one. And
do you still hate him?
Yes.
So sorry.
Is this like a Tamlin hate? Or is it a Dane hate?
She doesn't know yet.
Is there some comeback?
Let me think. Is there a comeback? I assume there is, because as far as I know, this is a romantasy and he's the love interest and there's only
he's
2
the
books.
End game, yeah.
So I'm going to assume that Danielle Jensen is going to work some author voodoo and somehow make him out to be a good guy or something before the end of this book. I'm not saying it can't happen. I just can't see how.
You just don't see it.
Which is fine. I'm here for the ride. Plenty of times have I been wrong. Yeah, so far I'm just saying it ain't great.
It's not looking good, Bjorn. Fucked up.
Yeah, but then again, I think I just feel so much for Freya, because you got to think of it. She's like 20 years old. She was, never could be what she wanted to be growing up, had to be hidden by her family. And then she was sold to this horrible guy to be, his wife. And then she's been passed around as like the shield maiden. And she's never had the ability to make her own fate, to make her own choices.
She made this choice. She didn't ask enough questions.
You don't know what you don't know. She didn't have to ask a question.
She was 12 hours in, and then suddenly she was like, oh, something's off. Bitch, what do you mean? You've had months.
I don't know why you keep blaming her.
I'm not blaming her. I think there just needs to be some accountability. I assigned accountability to him for not being more forthright, but he's probably got 20 years worth of plans tucked under his belt that he's not trying to throw away for a girl that he's known for 5 minutes, but he is willing to run away with her.
Let me ask you a question.
that shows some faith.
It shows sex. Let me ask you.
No, he was already getting that. He doesn't need to
sounds like
differently.
You think. It sounds like you feel he could have been more forthright and trusting of somebody whom he just met, even though he's got a lifetime of planning that he's been, and up until now, he's only seen her as an object or tool to help him get.
Oh, no, he has not. That statement completely contradicts all of his actions
for 20 years, however long he's been.
No, it contradicts his entire relationship with her. That is not how he treated her.
We're not talking about the entire relationship with her. We're talking about the relationship.
That's not what you said.
Well, that's what I'm saying is I'm asking about how do you want to hold him responsible for, he definitely had some prejudice going into this because of how he was treated when he was coming up, what was expected of him, etc. Like He saw her as a means to an end before he knew everything about her.
What do you think was expected of him growing up?
And from which daddy do you want to have this discussion?
Remember, supposedly, as far as anyone knew, including her, he had been kidnapped as a kid by this, whatever
evil
what's
king.
His guy's name? Oh God, what's his name?
Harold. It sounded like a Norse accent of Harold. Yes.
Yeah, like Harold or whatever had been kidnapped
King
by
Harold.
him and held prisoner his whole life. And then he shows up and it's like, hi, Dad.
Yeah. No, I think when you have, I don't know how long he was away. Maybe it was 10 years he was, quote, kidnapped. I don't know. I don't remember the exact number. But when you have 10 years under your belt of working towards a specific goal of trying to deter what will be what was foreseen as 10,000 people dying in bloodshed, right? And so then he meets the person that's supposed to be the cause of this bloodshed per the visions of what we thought was his deceased mother, right? Not for nothing. And then his feelings evolve. So yeah, it's going to take him some time to want to open up and divulge all of that story, because any of those things would have set her off immediately, because it goes against everything she's known to date, but predominantly against what is the perceived leader of her beloved country. So that was going to take time to get through her. He couldn't convince her that her own family was shit, and they arguably were. Right. So how is he going to convince her that the guy they thought was the bad guy is not the bad guy? And the guy who's been kind of shitty to her, being the Jarl, is definitely a bad guy of sorts. Like that, there was no easy explanation of that. He needed to win her trust and friendship and relationship before he was ever going to get her to listen to him. The timeline of events is unfortunate, and it was sped up by how it ended. He probably would have opened up to her soon. They had just formed that bridge.
I love that you're like speculating.
I am. I'm invested.
He definitely probably mostly Maya could have.
She's 12 hours in his arms having the best sex of her life. And this is the best. We're going to run away. We're going to be farmers together. This, that, and the other.
She's trying to plant some seed.
She trusted him for 12 full hours. And then she woke up and she was like, but is he who I think he is? And when that story changed, she lost her shit.
I think those are questions you got to ask before you engage.
That's what I said.
Intercourse.
And no. So that's what I said. And you accused me of blaming the victim.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, she knew. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, so you're sitting here like victim blaming. Like, she should have known to ask all these questions. That's like, I think what you described in the end here was like, oh yeah, let's get freaky. And then afterwards being like, hey, what's your name?
Yeah. What do you believe in? What's your religion? Like, how many kids do you want? Like, yeah. Those were questions to ask first, my dear.
I just let you put the puck in the net.
Yeah.
See what I did there? See how I taught that all the way back to the hockey romance?
And it was a good book. There wasn't going to be a ton of emotional intelligence and feeling sharing until the shit exploded. I see it. I see the long-term goal of the story. And I think that's why it's good. There were so many plot twists at the end, some that I saw and some that I didn't, some that I guessed at. But I mean, can I spoil?
Yeah,
we can do that, right?
It's all spoiler.
Did anybody know his mom was alive?
Yeah.
I did not.
Are you joking? You saw that, husband?
I am totally joking.
Yeah, no, so fuck everything. I was in a tailspin. Every piece on the chessboard was green light for me as soon as he said his mom was alive. Just meet her. That's reasonable to me.
Let me ask you a question. Was there a body?
She thought there was. There's a whole fucking specter with fucking green eyes.
No body, no death.
She didn't ask enough questions. She asked some questions and he gave evasive answers, and she took it at face value, and that's fine.
I think
Don't get mad about it later.
What she did is a very human thing, the human side of her. She conflated supporting evidence.
Yeah.
She let her brain fill in the
gaps. Yeah. And that's just, listen, I didn't say that he didn't manipulate her. I said he did, but I don't think he did it maliciously more than he did. Does that make sense? Like, whatever their time together is, if there's a pie chart, it was like an eighth. He manipulated her for an eighth of the time. That sucks, but he didn't know her. Nobody knew her. All plans are go forward until the shit changes.
Let me ask you a question. How many slices of pizza would it take for him to piss you off? Like if we're at 1/8 and you had like, I don't know.
Listen,
like
if we assigned
a quarter of it,
if we assigned blame and hate and distrust in that way without thinking that people evolve and change, then most relationships, which don't last, by the way, but arguably ours wouldn't. You have to move past those things. That's what a relationship is. You have to listen. You have to compromise. And she didn't give him any time to do that. Now, not for nothing, he was confronted with it. He was caught in a lie, and that sucks. But she still didn't give him time to explain.
Well, I mean, I think in her mind, like, he was completely not what she thought he was. And she's supposed to just waltz off with the people who just murdered her mom?
Well, at that point, she didn't really have a choice. But not for nothing, the lady that did murder her mom, what was the sentence? What did she say? I can't remember her name. The lady with the arrow, the magic arrow. What did she say?
Basically, she deserved to die for
selling out her daughter. Fuck yeah, get it done.
I don't know.
Name one thing that she had control over in that book.
One thing that Freya had control over?
Yeah.
I think she had at least 2 instances to run.
Bjorn's axe at the beginning of chapter 1.
Yeah. So like, and so that's the point. Like, so,
but if you think about it, even that she didn't do for herself. I mean, it's all about she got rid of this guy that she was sold off to, married to, whatever. But she didn't even do that for herself. She didn't do that until he threatened her potential future sister-in-law. So not even that did she do for herself. She still did it to protect somebody else.
How much of this though is like martyr syndrome? Like,
is she the oldest? I couldn't.
No, she's the youngest.
Okay, she's the youngest.
But like, how much of this is trauma martyr syndrome too? Like, at what point did she ever sit down and want to make a decision for herself until she actually left? She hit a breaking point, and the dam burst open, and she left with Bjorn. She wouldn't have made it without him, and that's that. But neither of them is perfect. I'm not claiming that either of them are, but I think for the same reasons that we're not mad at her, we should also not be mad at him, because we haven't heard his story. We only have an inkling of it. And for all we know, we're as protective of whatever his fucking plan was as we are of hers. She just never had a plan.
Is his story in book 2?
She's not there yet.
I'm like 80 pages in, and yes, there's more of his story, and I still feel the same. So
thank you. That's what I'm saying.
It's only 80 pages in. Oh. 80 pages out of 400?
That's a fair amount. Actually, it's 20% in.
But
that's 2 slices of pizza. Actually, how many slices of pizza could I give you where you would feel good enough to press on?
If I held my grudges against you in the form of slices of pizza, we would be buried in this house.
Is it under the weight of hot melty mozzarella cheese?
That would burn us.
Your heart.
That would burn us and bury us alive in grease and rot. Yeah.
Sounds tasty.
No.
Mara, did I tell you my pizza theory?
No, what's your pizza theory?
When we order pizza, I feel like if the pizza's good, like if pizza, because they're
completely
pizza's hit or miss. Pizza's hit or miss. But if you order pizza from like Pizza Hut or Domino's and it shows up and it's like really well done, because nobody does that anymore. But
not like super cooked, but like cooked really well.
Cooked. It's delicious. It's exceptional. Exceptional Domino's or Pizza Hut. That means that my pizza guy's out of jail and he's got parole and he's trying to make he's gonna move on up. He's making an impression.
Completely unrelated.
He's only good there for a little bit and then he fucks up. He goes right back to jail on a parole violation.
And this is to the book how?
It's not. Only because we were measuring love and pizza.
Okay,
no,
so
you were measuring love and pizza.
I did not guess that Bjorn's mother was alive. Kelly, did you guess that she was alive?
No.
Okay. I also didn't know about the hell thing. I didn't think that I looking back, there may have been some hints, but I didn't realize that she was touched, a child of hell or whatever. I thought that something was going to happen and Bjorn was going to kill his dad and become the new ruler of the Jarl or whatever. Because when she had to make the oath on the wedding day, on her second time she was sold, second wedding day, she swore to the bloodline, not specifically to him. So I was like, oh, well, that's Bjorn too.
It's a nice catch, yeah.
Yeah, that's how they're going to do it, in my opinion. But yeah, no, I didn't see the whole... Psych, Bjorn's been lying the entire time, and I think that'd be why I feel so bad towards Bjorn, because I'm just like, I feel like a chump.
You were told that story, man, hook, line, and sinker. No, I think that's what makes it such a really great story, honestly. I don't think this was Jonathan's favorite book, and that's fine. It was very adventure-y, right? There were a lot of like side quests, and I don't know that we needed them all for me. I don't know that I needed them all, but I think they were really important, and I think it really helped build that bond, and it shows you how his appreciation and respect for her grows, and he pushes her to choose herself and to want to be better and make herself better and stronger and all these things. So I mean, this is not a perfect relationship by any means. They are, to an extent, both of them are victims of their time, right? Victims of their circumstances. The men were the leaders to a certain degree. Women were sold and treated as commodities. She was prophesized to serve a purpose, and she wasn't taught to stand up more for herself. She was taught to sacrifice herself for everybody else. And so that does really suck, but not because he thought that of her. Never once did he put her in her place the way that the Jarl did. And in fact, he dug her out of those thoughts. He kept watch over her while she wallowed in her misery some days and weeks.
So he was a sensitive captor.
He wasn't keeping her captive. He kept her alive. King Harold wanted her.
Now when she fell off that mountain.
King Harold wanted her dead.
Remember when she fell off that mountain?
Which mountain?
The mountain when they were in the snow and she fell into the water and almost died of like gangrene.
Hill/mountain/hill.
Yeah.
The one where he fought with his dad to get him to light a fire so she wouldn't have frostbite? Yeah, I remember.
He fell because of her. Wait,
she fell
because of him.
Okay. He didn't get hurt because of her ever? I don't have any precise example. I didn't know we were going to be throwing theories at each other so aggressively.
No, I'm just poking the bear.
No, I think I'm advocating for both sides. I just don't hate him. I don't know that he did enough for me to extract that. That is not Tamlin.
Okay, so he's not Tamlin.
Not Tamlin.
Is he Xaden to you?
I didn't hate Xaden.
But did Xaden mess up some stuff?
Oh, Xaden messed up some stuff.
Okay, so he's Xaden to you.
Sure.
Okay. Mari, is he Tamlin to you?
I would say it's different than Tamlin. I think that Tamlin, I didn't like it because he was controlling her. Like literally, Literally keeping her in the house and locking her up. The thing that I really don't like about Bjorn, I think, is the lying. Like I don't like lies. I don't like a liar. And putting myself in her place, how would she ever trust anything he ever says again?
You go see the fucking woman who has the visions.
I can't say anything more because I've read book 2.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
I just like that's where I am. She claimed to love him, like in the freaking marrow of her bones. Right?
That's deep. That's the painful part of the bow.
That's the painful part of the bow. That's the juicy, right?
You can't just get that out easily.
No, you got to suck it out, right?
Yeah, or break it, crack it in half.
Yeah. So, I mean, either she's as much of a liar as he is by claiming to have this depth of feeling and desire to live the rest of her life with him, or they're both the same and they have different secrets. Yeah. I think her secrets were different, and forgive me. I think her defaults were exposed like an open festering wound.
Whereas faults or defaults?
I don't know. I'm tired.
Is it a flaw? Do you see it as a flaw, or do you see it as a baseline setting?
It's a flaw.
Okay.
Faults. Sorry. It's been a long day.
She had open wounds, basically.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, she's a walking, talking open wound.
Yeah.
And that's a lot for any relationship, by the way, to even want to deal with. So her faults were exposed. His were internal and secretive. It sucks, but I don't think it was malicious.
Are you saying
more
that
than hers were?
Are you saying that she was more open with her feelings?
No, I'm saying
was stereotypically closed off.
I don't think she was. She didn't want to acknowledge any of her feelings.
She was very repressed.
Yeah.
Oh, so like an abused person.
Yeah. So she's. I don't disagree. I said trauma. I absolutely did. But I don't know that his is any different. We haven't heard his side of the story. So if she loves him, even a fraction of what she claimed to feel for him for, at least half of the book, she might not have been able to identify all those feelings beyond lust. But eventually she does.
I'll tell you what, Ash.
I think my thing is, I have a hard time believing she loves him because she obviously doesn't know him.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't let her know him because he's lied to her. So you can't love someone you don't know.
So
that's not. I think you can. I think you can. I think that's called stalker.
Stop it.
It's a parasocial.
But like, how much of that was a blood oath? I don't know that he could talk about everything.
Yeah, I don't know.
I did get the vibe where he was trying to share some things with her. I don't know that he could speak about everything. That might not have been his story to tell from a blood oath perspective. And maybe I'm conflating that. I don't have facts. I'm just saying it. He kept truths from her. Absolutely. Did he tell her the whole truth? No. Could he though?
And nothing but the truth?
I don't know that he could.
I think what you got to do, Ashley, in order to resolve this is I know that tone.
I know your tone.
I think you're gonna have to read at least 4 slices of pizza, and come up with an answer. And Mari, you 2 more slices, and then tell us.
I need to eat 4, but Mari needs 2
because Mari has already 2 in.
She's got 2 in.
I think. Yeah, I don't know. I think we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Like I said, I'm not saying for sure that Danielle Jensen isn't going to get us there, going to get me there. Maybe by the end of the second book, I'll change my mind. But at this point, I feel like we don't know who Bjorn is. Like, what are characteristics about him? Who is he?
He
has an axe.
I was going to say he's a warrior. But to her point, there were things that she arrived towards a conclusion just before the shit hit the fan, right? She was like, well, what friends does he have? Mm-hmm. Girl, why is that now a question? Like, how did she just now notice how isolated he is in his own clan?
I mean, in her defense, she's had a heck of a lot going on.
But he's also been her only source of real friendship in that process.
Yeah, other than was it the friend that died was it electrocuted, burned in the battle?
Her friend, the lady? Yeah. But I mean, she was like, oh, he was friends with the healer. Well, because he probably got hurt a lot. He wasn't unfriendly. But he was definitely removed. And so how much can your own trauma make you unaware of the rest of the world and that be the world's problem?
Yeah, I could see that. Because all we have is her perspective.
We only have her side, right?
We have some of his. I'm trying to remember. We have some of his perspective too. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see.
I mean, she asked him point blank about how his mom died. She said, which one is responsible? Right. Between the 2 kings, the 2, Harold and Snotty. She asked him point blank who was responsible, and he gave her a non-answer, which meant that neither of them were responsible. So I think maybe that's where I'm leaning, in that he couldn't tell the whole story even if he wanted to. But I don't think at any point he outright lied to her. He definitely misdirected her, which sucks. Don't get me wrong, but I think that's different than lying if we get down to the nitty-gritty of it. And I think if she cares for him as much as she claims to, because you can love somebody you don't know. It might change when you know them, but like, you can't profess undying love and then the next day be like, oh, JK. You can't ask him for the truth and then not want to hear the things that he has to say because it doesn't align with your own knowledge. That's not what a partnership is. I don't know. I like this book. I'm excited for the next one. I don't know when I'm going to read it yet. I do recommend the audiobook. I thought it was pretty well done. The accent sounded authentic. There weren't any weird voices. when doing the different genders, but she did I thought she did a decent job of, identifying who was talking and making those voices unique as well.
I agree.
I liked it a lot. This is probably the most interesting book that I've read in a while.
I mean, it definitely got us talking, right?
Yeah,
Big
absolutely.
Feelings.
Well, if you need to read it, Ashley, I have a book too. Is a gift to me from a kind friend.
A kind friend.
Irreplaceable. It's one of my most prized possessions. Keep it right there on the top shelf.
Right there on the top. Yeah, I see it.
I know we're not judging covers, but hot dog, if you just want a good looking book, they're super
that cover
simple.
Totally suckered me in. It's
they're
so
embossed,
pretty.
right? Like when you take the dust jacket off of it.
Does this one have edges too?
But I think it's like red. I think book 2 is red. Book 1 is but they're just.
The book 2 I have is the Waterstones signed edition, and it's red with like runes printed on the edges.
They did a really good job with these books. Better than you might normally anticipate. It's not just blah. It's good. Very well done.
Oh, book 2's ready. Borrow.
Oh.
So what do we think? Is it a kissing book?
Not in book 1.
I thought it was kissing book.
I mean, I see how it's trying to get to be a kissing book. I think it is for him. I don't think it is for her right now, not with how it ended.
That's how I agree as well.
I think he's in, and I think he's trying to do his best. I don't know that it's perfect, and it's probably a little shitty. But I don't think a ton of time passed in this first book, right? Like, collectively, how long do you think?
Long enough for a leg to heal, I guess, for a broken leg to heal. Because her brother's leg was broken at the beginning.
No, he got a healer, though.
How old is he? Did he get a healer?
Yeah. He paid a healer to heal it the rest of the way because she was shocked that he showed up to the kingdom, to the castle, whatever. Because
it could be I was thinking it's 8 weeks if he's an adult, so a couple months.
I mean, I think it probably was a month or 6 weeks or something like that, but the healing itself was stupid. Yeah. No, I think it was money. Don't be snarky.
If you get the 6 week version, that's cheap. Yeah, I think it's a kissing book.
On both ends?
Well, I mean, top or bottom.
From both parties. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with yeah. I think
we'll get there.
Yeah, I think that this story advances based on a love for someone. Whether that love hangs around is a different story, but it doesn't. I don't think it advances unless she sits in front of him on that horse.
I am literally the chapter I just ended, and I haven't started the next one, but in the second book, the chapter I just ended, they're about to have to go somewhere, and she's like, but I want my own horse.
She's mad.
Doesn't want to get suckered back in.
I mean, proximity's a beast, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Anything else about this book?
No.
Okay. All right, so thanks for listening to Of Swords and Soulmates. Before we go, make sure to check out the show notes, rate, review, and subscribe to us on your podcast app of choice. It helps others to find us. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Of Swords and Soulmates. Check us out on our website, ofswordsandsoulmates.com. If you'd like to offer a suggestion for a future episode, book, or discussion topic, feel free to reach out to us on the DMs of any of those options. If you want to read along with us as we prep for a new episode and get chapter-by-chapter interaction, join our Fable app book club by searching for the Of Swords and Soulmates book club. I will say join it because sometimes you can get discussion on the sequel. So there was several of us talking on there, and we all finished the first book, and we were like, hey, want to read the second one? Yep. So right now on the Fable book club, it's book 2, even though we're not going to probably ever discuss it on this podcast. If you want to hear or talk about it, join the book club, and we'll discuss A Curse Carved in Bone before the next book that we do for the podcast. Speaking of, last but not least, we hope you'll join us in 2 weeks for our next episode when we will be reading My Funny Demon Valentine by Aurora Asher, Book 1 of the Hellbent series.
So excited.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.